Hello and thank you for tuning in. My name is Ariana Diaz, and in this video I will be going through a step-by-step process of coaching somebody, particularly someone who wants to be a better listener. So I will go ahead and break down the main framework and the steps that I took over a 4-week period to help my friend Anna become a better listener. I will also delve deeper into the specifics of my development plan to achieve Anna's goals, also the activities held to practice her skills, and finally, a conclusion of the entire process, along with a brief analysis of what we could improve on. So, let's go ahead and get right to it. So our process began first and foremost by holding a preliminary meeting, which was scheduled at the beginning of the 4 weeks. In this meeting, Anna and I sat down together and went over her strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We did this by having a completely candid and honest conversation about her communication style and what she felt needed improvement, what she excelled at, what could be posing threats to her success, and finally, what opportunities could arise from her improving her skill set. We discovered that her strengths lied in great conversation skills, assertive talking, taking the lead, spearheading conversations, and reaching conclusions. These skills were already in her communication toolbox, yet she was lacking a very important area of interaction. Effective and successful listening skills were absent from her toolbox. So, the next day, I spent some time observing her at school, interacting with different people, and I realized firsthand the issue with her listening skills and what steps needed to be taken in order to improve them. So before I pointed out to Anna how to improve these skills, I asked Anna to think about someone who she considered to be a great listener. I asked her to write down the qualities or traits that made this person a good listener, and these small but significant bullet points would then serve as inspiration to Anna as we embarked on the next 4 weeks of coaching together. We brainstormed together her goals in relation to this assignment. So we created 2 goals for Anna, one short-term and one long-term. The short-term goal was to notice some kind of improvement after the 4 weeks in her active listening skill set. Whereas before she was lacking in her communication toolbox for active listening, hopefully the 4-week coaching program would then help her improve in this area. This would be achieved through various activities, which I will outline shortly. The second goal, the long-term goal, was to utilize these newfound skills in order to successfully communicate her strength as a candidate for an international internship program. This long-term goal would not be completed or reached until June, when interviews are held for the program. So after defining her goals, I then outlined what I thought would enhance her listening skills for the next 4 weeks, as defined through a development plan I created for her. The specifics of the plan focused on improving her active listening skills, body language, and better usage of silence. The development plan was a great way for us to organize and define exactly what would be happening in the next 4 weeks, and to better outline my role as a coach as well as define Anna's responsibilities. So the specifics of the plan focused on 3 things: improving her active listening skills, body language, and better usage of silence. I defined each trait or quality and gave examples of how these are communicated in real life. After clearly defining what each quality was, we reviewed the plan in further detail. This plan included the following activities. Firstly, I would meet with Anna twice a week to discuss her progress, concerns, and technique. The first meeting of the week would center around her journal, which she would be required to write in 4 times a week. This journal entry was to be thoughtful and a reflective state on how she utilized listening techniques throughout the day or during the week. She would address her most successful use of listening skills, as well as when she felt she was reverting back to her old, overbearing conversation ways. The journal would act as a personal reflection and self-assessment throughout the week. This was crucial to her progress and thoughtful change. The second weekly meeting with Anna would consist of a mock conversation, either with myself or another individual of my choosing, in order to observe Anna's progress and identify areas that were still lacking. This first-hand observance was also important for me as a coach, so that I could see her improvement with my own eyes in a controlled practice environment. So this pattern continued for 4 weeks with a total of 16 journal entries, 4 coaching meetings, and 4 mock conversation practices. By the end of the 4 weeks, we had a conclusion meeting in which we discussed the effectiveness of the activities, her self-perception of improvement, and my observations of her progress, and finally, how to maintain this skill outside of my coaching efforts.
The past 4 weeks have been a great experience, both for Ariana and myself. I found that the journal was very helpful in realizing my personal reflections and self-assessment throughout the entire process. It's a great tool to continue my effort as I prepare for my internship interview, but in the meantime, seeing my improvement with these activities within a month was everything we had outlined for my short-term goal, and it was great to see it achieved.
Looking back on this exercise, I think it went well overall, but there is always room for improvement, and perhaps recording Anna during these mock conversations would better help her observe her own body language, and the tactics would have been more helpful as a personal review technique. Finally, being a coach is difficult because in a sense you feel responsible for someone else's success. However, I feel that I have learned from this event, and that was in realizing that someone else's success can reflect your own, and that's a very powerful thing, and coaching is an incredible field to be able to realize this achievement. So thank you for watching and for listening to my breakdown of the past 4 weeks of coaching. It was an incredible experience for me, and I hope that coaching can be just as wonderful for someone else. I hope you enjoyed and have a great day. Thank you.